Whether you are planning to pack a picnic for a sunny trip within your county, or are you looking for a healthy lunch, we have something shrimply amazing in store.
Oh, that's a mouthful. Yes, Nicola Halloran joins us now with a simple recipe for some prawn and mango lettuce cups. A bit of an upgrade then from a cheese or ham sandwich for your picnic.
Exactly. We're going a little bit more exciting and kind of getting a little bit fresh with the flavours because it is coming into summer, and hopefully, as you said earlier, we will not have sleet for our picnic.
Hopefully not. I was out on a picnic yesterday and it was sleet. Yeah, it was desperate.
Yeah, I had a good bit of sleet this weekend.
But do you know what? These could even taste good in the back of the car.
Well, they look delicious. They absolutely look delicious and smell good as well. And they're summery, you know, so they
it's really kind of fresh flavours. The mango and the lime juice in the salsa just really kind of lifts everything, gives you that tropical vibes, and, you know, pop a pair of sunglasses on, and if the sun comes out, just pretend you're somewhere. So to start off, I'm going to do some prawns, just ordinary king prawns. And I have left these out of the fridge for a couple of minutes beforehand because you don't want them to be really, really cold when they hit the pan. Because otherwise they will just kind of shrink up, and they won't be shrimply delicious.
Shrimply delicious. Yeah,
exactly. But you know, with every kind of meat, when you're putting it onto a hot surface, it is good to give it a little bit of time out of the fridge so that it's not kind of shocked, particularly when you're doing steaks and stuff like that. Like, I would have my steak out of the fridge for half an hour before I'd kind of go and cook it. So popping those on the pan with a little bit of olive oil, or if you wanted to get a little bit more tropical feeling, you could go with coconut oil on that as well, because it also has quite a high smoke point and gives you a nice little bit of flavour. So just going to turn those up. And
they don't need any seasoning, do they, Nicola, before they go in?
No, just as they are is perfect. And I'm going to put some garlic on. The reason I put the garlic in at this stage rather than doing it first is just so that it doesn't kind of burn. Because garlic does tend to need to be moved around quite quickly on the pan. So
lovely.
That is
delicious.
They're a handy one to make because they look very impressive, but as you'll see as we get through it, they're not particularly kind of time-consuming or overly kind of laborious.
So I struggle to eat anything without bread or a wrap or whatever else. So these just in lettuce is quite cool, isn't it?
The lettuce are kind of your vessel to it. Now, you could do it into a sandwich or something like that, but I do kind of like the idea of fresher flavours coming into summer. And it just gives you kind of an idea that it doesn't have to be Sambos in the back of the car. So the salsa we've got going with some mango. Mango is really, really delicious at the moment. So I've chopped it up nice and small. And then a little bit of red onion. I use red onion for salsas and anything that I'm going to be eating it raw because it's really nice and sweet. And then some lime zest going in, and then the juice of a full lime. So this actually keeps really, really well in the fridge. So I would kind of do this the night before the picnic and have it all ready to go so that, you know, you're not packing up last minute. And then a little bit of salt and pepper going in as well.
With your fancy
very posh
shakers, aren't they? Wow.
Forever my party trick. So that's really it. Super simple. The salsa is in there. And as you leave it overnight, the lime juice really gets in and kind of almost cooks the onion a little bit from the acidity of it.
Wow, very nice.
So then I'm going to flip over the prawns, and I'm going to pop a little bit of smoked paprika in there as well, just to give it a little tiny hint of spice. So with this now, if you were having it at home, you could have the prawns kind of still hot going on top, or you can do them at room temperature. So it's really up to you and where you are when you're getting ready to eat it.
Sorry, is that garlic in there as well? I missed that.
A little bit of garlic, going in. I just put it in at the same time as the prawns. You don't want to put the garlic in too early because you don't want it to get...
burn.
Yeah, exactly. Garlic is really, really delicate going onto hot surfaces.
So what heat? Is that just at a medium pan there?
It's a medium-high, yeah. I'm going to turn it up a little bit now that I flipped over the prawns, just to make sure they're all kind of cooked through. Because prawns, they're a delicate one. You want to have them not chewy, but then you want to make sure that they are perfectly cooked through. So a little shake of the paprika. Now, there's nothing to stop you mixing the oil and the garlic together with the paprika and marinating the prawns for a couple of minutes as well, if you did have time. But if you're kind of in a little bit of a rush, then I would do it all in the pan. So getting ready for the picnic, what's really great is kind of reusable things. So this is just a jam jar that I had at home. I keep them, and they're brilliant for storage because they're not going to get squished when they're in glass either. So that would be ready to go into my picnic basket with my lettuce, and then I'm going to kind of plate up one for us to have now as well.
And I know you have a nice picnic bag that you brought in with you.
I can imagine you have one of those, have you?
No, I don't.
Do you not?
No.
I could imagine you with them and unpacking it and pulling out your little champagne glasses.
Yeah, I'm more worried about the plastic champagne flutes. But do we need to be worried about prawns warming up? I know obviously it's still so pretty cold, but we're okay, are we? Unless it's really
they're okay
scorching.
now, I wouldn't be leaving them out of the fridge for too long. I'd sort of put them in. My picnic bag has a little cooling bag, or if you didn't have one, you could also go ahead and you know, pop some ice cubes into a little Ziploc and fit it all in. So that's it.
Do you know what it's because now people kind of have to celebrate occasions. Well, we do have to celebrate outdoors, but like if you're there with another household, what a lovely way to ring in a special occasion with something a bit fancier than just a couple of sambas.
Yeah, exactly. And it really does travel really, really nicely. So, you know, keep everything separate and let people kind of build them up, or even, you know, prep them in advance and pop them on a little plate as well.
Really Is there a way, sorry, quickly to know that they're done?
Yeah, so prawns are translucent when you first put them on the pan, and they're quite flexible. So to know they're done is to go completely white all the way through and to be really firm. So I'm actually squeezing that, but the prawn's not necessarily moving. So yeah, definitely. But they're one that you don't want to go too heavy on the cooking either.
Definitely not. They taste delicious, Nicola. Thank you very much.